SimplyScuba presents the Deco Stop podcast.
Hi everybody, welcome to the Deco Stop podcast. I'm Mark. I'm joined as ever with Sean. I haven't actually thought of a fun thing that you've done.
Loser.
Rumor has it is that he's
mate, and you
I know.
screwed one of them up.
Rumor has it Sean's just a deserter, and in the face of adversity, he just up sticks and leaves.
That's it, mate. It got a bit challenging. It got a bit hard. I started sweating a bit. I was like, nah, this is just too much.
For those of you who don't know, Sean is leaving the company, so he's kind of dead to us already.
Yeah, I am, mate. No one's spoken to me since I handed my notice in. Literally. You know
to be honest, you're not even under contract. That piece of paper that you signed was just gibberish. You didn't even read it, did you?
No, didn't even read it. I just accepted all, like you do with everything.
Yeah, accept all,
and then moved on. It's been a bit weird, working for the company for a year and a bit, and I've actually not had a paycheck yet, which I think is a bit worrying. That's also one of the reasons why I'm leaving. I've got severe debt.
Checks in the post, don't worry about it.
Yeah, okay, cheers, thanks. But yeah, it is. Well, like people would know or hear if they listen to the last Deco Stop. Yeah, I'm leaving.
You actually did one last week without me. That's impressive.
Not last week. The previous week, because obviously
previous week before.
The only reason why I did it is because we said in that Ask Mark, we're like, we've got some big news, so tune in to Deco Stop. And obviously things happened. You couldn't film for a week. Yeah. Being the busy boy that you are, because some I was going to swear then some a-hole, should I say, has decided to jack his job in, and you've now got to sort out everything. So I thought, okay, best lone wolf it.
Okay, so jumping into to scuba diving. So first of all, we're talking about sort of website updates. I'm going to go through these pretty quick because I know you guys want to sort of talk about scuba diving stuff. But we're talking about SimplyScuba website. First of all, we've got early Black Friday deals. So if you go to the website at the moment, up at the top there'll be a sort of a black banner. That's going to have a link to the early Black Friday deals. There'll also be on sort of social media. We will release sort of posts sort of here and there, and there's going to be an email coming out this weekend, which has a link to it. They're just the early deals. There are going to be more coming next week. There's actually going to be daily deals. You're going to get email shout outs as well as the usual social media stuff for deals of the day leading up to Black Friday itself, in which case we have a plethora of other deals all on that Friday, the weekend, and continuing on to Cyber Monday as well. So if you go to the website and you don't find anything sort of overly interesting on that particular day, keep coming back, because there's going to be different deals sort of running throughout the week. But you can also sign up for emails and just subscribe to the Instagram. That's going to be one of the best places to find out what the deal of the day is. The email that's going out to all of our subscribers is on the Atomic T25 this weekend. That's because that limited edition regulator, we have received one. And I say one because there's such limited stocks. We've ordered 5. And because they're only making, I can't remember the exact number, but it's a few.
3 in the whole world.
Well, kind of. No, I think it's more like sort of 600 or something. But they are so limited edition that it's really hard to get hold of any. But yeah, if you've been waiting for these, if you've been excited about it for a while, we've got one in stock as we speak. Someone might have bought it already.
Yeah, I just did. Guys, I just ruined the email.
But it's cool. It's basically sort of a pimped up T3, basically. So T3 has also always been a really fancy regulator. Titanium parts, like rotating bezel and all that kind of stuff. So all sorts of fancy things. But it's got this, they call it a diamond-like coating. They've sort of anodized it, and it's got that iridescent kind of rainbow sort of pattern, and it's each unique. So every single one is going to have its own unique pattern. So Very fancy, very cool. If you're after a very exclusive regulator, then check out the T25.
Don't open it though. It'll lose its value. Don't use it. You've got to open its box and don't even break the seals. Don't even look at it. Okay, it might feel like there's a brick inside there, but it is the T25. Seriously,
trust us. Just
don't look.
Rumor has it is that basically dealers are going to get like one a month going forwards, sort of as they produce it, because it's so limited edition and so hard for them to like sort of produce it. Going ahead, it's going to be, if you can get your hands on one, get it. But yeah. And of course, we still have our extended returns period over the Christmas period. So if you buy anything from SimplyScuba.com, you have until the 16th of January to return it if it doesn't fit for whatever reason. If you're buying gifts for loved ones, then you have plenty of time to return it, just to make your life a little bit easier and alleviate any worries that you might have. We've got an extended returns period on the website. And that's it as far as sort of website updates. As you check it over the sort of Black Friday and Christmas period, the front page is going to start changing, looking at sort of gift ideas and all that kind of stuff.
Cool. That's dope, son.
Mm-hmm. On to social channel updates with Sean, the
hello
deserter.
There. Hi, I'm Sean. I'm new to the SimplyScuba family. Let's talk about social. Sorry, I'm just taking my phone out of my pocket. People are having a chat and it's annoying me. Anyway, so social channel update. So let's go to YouTube first. So part 1 of a part 6 series called Ask Google has gone down very, very well. If people are a bit confused why we're doing this, basically it's a cheat. So people type in questions in Google and we just want our video to show up. That's basically it. But it's all about the longevity. So it's not about the numbers that hit now. In 10 years' time, it might have 1,500 views, which is amazing. But
it does. In all fairness, it does answer some useful questions.
It does. It answers. Yeah, it does the job that it needs to. It's not like we've done it and then go, "What is scuba diving?" It's like, "Oh, you go in the water, you idiot." Yeah.
How it basically works is I start off by typing in a really rudimentary question into Google, and then something like "why scuba fins" or whatever, and then if you scroll down sort of a couple posts below the adverts, it has the people also ask questions, and they're like drop down things, and I basically go through those and I answer them as a scuba diving instructor, and it's like, okay, so people are asking this question, these are common questions, let's answer these, and that's basically what sort of Ask Google or Google Answered. I can't remember what we called it.
I don't even know, mate. I don't even know. That's why I call it part 1. Like in my files, in my assets, they don't actually have titles. It's just part 1, part 2, part 3, and then when I upload it to YouTube, it's like, this sounds good. That'll do. So even I don't know until it goes live. But that's gone down very well. And again, they're not a permanent. Well, they are a permanent fixture, but they're not every Saturday. They are split with surface interval. So you'll actually have my first surface interval. That's coming live on Saturday, which is about, I'm not going to tell you because it's a surprise.
Secrets.
Why scuba diving sucks and why you're all losers. That's what it is. No, it's definitely not that. No. So that's good. And like I said, there's a part 6 series. They might carry it on.
If it seems popular and people enjoy it, then because they're quite good fun to write and present. So,
I quite like editing them as well because it's a little bit different to the normal. Like I get like the funkier graphics and the search bar graphic. I quite like using that. So it's groovy, baby.
Yeah,
it's groovy.
Yes.
So have that. Obviously we changed the dive brief from a Wednesday to a Sunday. Obviously, again, we missed one last week because of someone was super busy and someone was selfish in jacking their job in. So the first dive brief will go live, but it is the first Christmas dive brief. So that is right, guys. Yeah. Christmas has officially started on the SimplyScuba channel. I really should actually change the icon to the Scooby-Doo with the Christmas hat. I've got that. I'll change that.
Yeah.
After this, I'll swap that round. So then he'll be Christmas Dude on all the social platforms. Yeah, I'll do that. Anyway, yep. So yeah, there's going to be gift guides on there, stocking fillers, Mark's thoughts about products, just to get the scuba diver in your life. Or if you've got a secret Santa and you know the person that you've got is diving, it's like, what on earth do you get them? Well, get them something scuba diving related, and you're good to go. So yeah, those videos are just going to help you pick the right gifts. And it's actually different varies. We don't normally do what we filmed this year. We don't normally do we? We normally do here's a Christmas list guide, and that's it. Yeah. Whereas now, we've got several different stages and price ranges and themes and that sort of thing. So that's pretty cool. And we didn't do anything last year because we had look, here's a bag. The shop wasn't quite back up and running quite yet. No, nothing officially happened till January. That's when they had said, that's when SimplyScuba kind of came back. So we had about 3 or 4 months of don't look at our website, but we're still making videos. But anyway, so Christmas is officially here. And also as well, it is the last Ask Mark with Sean.
Sort of.
With me.
Yeah.
So obviously, if you've watched that episode, next Friday is going to be the last episode that features me, yours truly. So if you've got any questions you want to ask me about anything, scuba diving or whatever, use the hashtag #AskMark or use the hashtag #AskSean. And like I said, even though I'm leaving this show because I'm leaving the company, this was actually always going to happen. So in January or December, January time, I was going to step away from answering the questions anyway, Mark. So like I said,
it was kind of planned anyway.
Yeah, like I said, I think I said it in the last podcast. Like with me leaving is just basically put everything else that was planned for the beginning of next year to go forward for this year. Not that I was going to leave next year, but I was going to be more behind the scenes, more film. It just means now someone else, aka Mark, is going to have to do a lot more filming. So have fun with that. Christmas has gone live. Ask Google's doing really, really well. And then if you want to ask me any questions, just hit me up, Ask Sean or Ask Mark, and then we'll get that film. We filmed that on Wednesday. So you've got until basically Wednesday morning. I'll check to see if there's any other questions, and then we can go from there. And then just lastly, Instagram. Obviously, we're trying to hit 7,000 followers by the end of 2021. I don't think that's going to happen. I would comfortably say maybe 6,500. But if we can push it to 7,000, that'd be great. But if we can, we really, 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 really want to hit 10,000 followers by the end of 2022. So that is actually quite a massive jump. I know if we do hit the 7,000, the 7,000 to 10 doesn't seem like much, but where we're really only just finding our groove with Instagram, that's quite hard for us. But once you hit the 10, once you hit the 10,000 followers, it opens up so many features on Instagram, and we want to utilize that for the podcast, for the videos, for pushing promotions and stuff like that. Please go follow us over on Instagram and let us hit 7,000 by the end of the year and 10,000 by the end of 2022, please. And podcast updates, there isn't any. People are listening.
You're listening to it.
You're listening to it right now. It's all gravy. The future of podcast. In all honesty, my next week's Deco Stop, I'm going to be talking to you about Mark, about what's going to be happening in the new year, podcast-wise and video-wise anyway. So, we can talk more in depth about all of that next week. So get your thinking cap on. So that's really social. Scooby News, mate. What on earth has been happening?
So the big news this week is that it's DEMA week in Vegas. I think we're going to talk about it a little more sort of going forwards. But it's DEMA week, which is usually the big dive show of the season, as it were. It's when a lot of brands traditionally sort of announce their next year's lineup, any new equipment and all that kind of stuff. So we're just sort of keeping our eyes out, just sort of checking out their Twitter feed and all that kind of stuff. There are, I think, confirmed rumours online that that Shearwater, bless them, have they have a similar issue to Sony PlayStation. They basically can't get a hold of a certain computer like processor chip or something that goes into every Shearwater. Perdix and Petrol, I think, are the only two computers affected. But basically, they've had to halt production of the two computers because they literally can't get hold of the component parts. They're very Canadian. They're very apologetic about it. But they say that the Terek and other dive computers are fine. They're still in production. But yeah, I think it's the Perdix and the Petrol. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below. But yeah, if they're basically not making any until they get in these replacement parts or these new parts. So yeah, if you're in the market for a new Perdix or a Petrol, get it now if you can find one that's in stock, because there might be a lack of them in the next sort of coming weeks, as it were. Other news, yeah. It's
because I bought them all. If you're listening to this Shearwater, give me a Terek, and you can have 20 grand's worth of chips.
Oh, I thought you meant that you bought all the Perdixes.
Yeah, that as well. Yeah, they're at SimplyScuba.com, my eBay store. Yeah.
Simply Perdixes.
SimplyPerdixes.com.
I don't know the plural of something that ends in IX. Anyway, Mares and SSI, they have become the latest corporate patrons of the Shark Trust. So the Shark Trust is a UK-based sort of shark conservation charity, and yeah, Mares, the equipment manufacturer, and SSI, the I think they're like the largest dive center based diving organization in the world now. They've sort of backed up the Shark Trust, which, yeah, typical sort of shark conservation, who are pretty good online. If you follow their sort of social media and whatnot, they do some amazing things. But yeah, I thought that was quite cool. They're definitely. Yeah, Mares and SSI, especially like sort of working together, they're sort of going like leaps and bounds, because they bought Revo rebreathers a few years back, and they released the Horizon, which is a sort of a Mares rebreather, and yeah, they're slowly kind of encroaching and just getting bigger and bigger, and sort of making sure that everything is like sort of done right, and yeah, they're doing a lot of things right. So definitely keep an eye on them, and obviously check out the Sharks Trust to see how you can help out.
Cool.
The scuba diving travel company Blue O2 Limited has become the latest casualty of the COVID pandemic, and yeah, they basically ceased trading. They released a letter sort of explaining everything, and how it's not quite the end. It's quite complicated. It's all kind of business things in the background and what's happening. But basically, Blue O2 Limited has ceased trading. But by renaming Scuba Tours Worldwide Limited to Blue O2, this is where it gets complicated. The name kind of lives on. So basically, if you have it was lockdown and all that kind of stuff, just they tried their best, they tried their hardest, and of course they've been sort of refunding just millions of pounds to their customers, sort of where they can, so that they're okay, as it were. If you do have a trip booked with them, you can, or in some cases you can still sort of continue with that trip. It is best if you sort of email them on support@blueo2.com. But because the Scuba Tours Worldwide Limited is now trading as Blue O2, then, and it's kind of the same group of people as well, it's a matter of, yeah, some customers can like continue on with their plans. It's just like the header on the paperwork or something's going to change. But yeah, if you do have any like trips booked with Blue O2, yeah, pop them an email.
I'll be very surprised if they haven't had an email already. I will be very upset if I've got a trip with Blue O2 and this is how I found out about it on a podcast.
Yeah. or worse, at the airport. Surprise. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
I think this is just like the world that we live in at the moment. It's hard, especially for like travel companies. Can you imagine? It's hard enough being in the scuba diving industry because people aren't traveling as much anymore.
Exactly.
But yeah, someone that specifically deals in traveling scuba divers in a world where you can't travel to certain countries, and at like a week's notice they block borders and stuff.
Yeah.
That must be rough for them. So so our hearts go out to them. It's nice to know that they're kind of continuing in a way. I mean, I went on a trip. They took me out to the Red Sea a few years back. Wonderful trip, lovely boat. That was Blue Horizon, and everything was just perfect. It was a great diving trip. So yeah, it is sad to see that they've had to go down this route. And finally, news from America, and a scuba diving team, a cave team, have, I believe, broken a record by they were exploring this cave system. This is in Missouri, and it's the Roaring River Spring, and they were exploring to see sort of where this cave system sort of works out to, and plenty of like sort of side mount equipment. I think I saw them on like side mount rebreathers at some stage. There's a great video on YouTube which will sort of pop down in the the description below, where we can, depending on where you're listening to this. If you're listening to this on YouTube, yeah, definitely it'll be down in the description. And one of the cameramen sort of went down with them and sort of followed them, some beautiful visuals. And they basically got to this huge opening, and they kind of explored the sides. They were doing their surveys, and they were continuing down. They got down to about 100 meters just below, and then they kind of had to stop. But the cave just kept on going down, down, down. They said the further down you went, of course, the better the visibility. These are places that no human being has likely ever been before, and like the light of day has most likely never been there, which is just mind-boggling to think of.
It's like the Egyptians, and like you go in the cave or the pyramids, and then there's a Coke bottle or something stuck in there. You know what's going to happen.
A plastic bag.
Yeah, of course. Safeways, they've been closed for years in England.
Yeah, Woolworths. Anyway, they got down to like 100 meters underwater in a cave, which is just spectacular enough. But yeah, the water kept on going down. So one of the divers sort of attached a weight onto one of their cave reels and just like lowered it down just to see how deep it went, and it just kept going and going and going and going. So just bonkers. They're obviously going to continue to go back and like plan dives to see if they can explore it deeper. But yeah, there's so much amazing underground sort of things that are still being discovered. And yeah, this is just in Missouri. It's just like a river. And then they just found this like cave system, and now they're exploring it.
It's amazing.
Yeah, definitely worth checking out the video. It's quite cool, and it's got some nice visuals in that. Cool. Yeah, there'll be a link down in the description below. Nice.
Before we get into your product of the week, that was the last story, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, cool. I just wanted to update on the... So, whilst you were talking about that, I was curious about Blue O2.
Oh, yeah.
And basically, so I've been on their website, and if you've booked Blue O2 for the Galapagos and Ecuador, Bahamas, Thailand, and Philippines, they are still running charters out there, basically. So that's probably under the new company, or the existing one who's taken over. But basically, there's no dives in Egypt and the Maldives.
Oh, okay.
So if you have booked if you've booked a Blue O2 for Egypt or the Maldives and you've not heard anything, you best give them a call.
Contact them. Contact them.
And then even if you have like in the other ones where they seem to be running, it's probably best just give them a call just to make sure that everything's okay. But yeah, so you go on their website and it's just like the business doesn't doesn't exist, but it still exists as something else. But yeah,
it's a matter of, so Blue O2 Limited was trading as the word blue, BLUE, O, and then the number 2 Limited, but now Scuba Tours Worldwide Limited is trading under Blue O TWO, Blue O2. So yeah.
So I thought if people are worried about that, or whether the Galapagos, Ecuador, Bahamas, Thailand, and Philippines, they all seem to be running, or they are at the moment. There's there's quite a lot of places. It's just Egypt and the Maldives where you cannot dive with them at the moment.
Okay.
They'll probably open that back up in the new year.
Yes.
Anyway, so cool. Mark, what is your product of the week?
My product of the week is the Aqualung Fast Strap. So this one, at the beginning of 2021, Apex Aqualung, they sent me a whole box, I think it was a pair of boxes to be honest, of like their new stuff for 2021. And there was all sorts of exciting stuff in it, from their new reels, their torches, the lunar torches, and down at the bottom of the box was a little mast strap, and and it was the Aqualung Fast Strap. I didn't think too much of it. I was just like, oh, it's a mast strap. Okay, yeah, they just thrown it in because it's a new product. I'll take a look when I get a minute, and. So I filmed all of the other stuff, and then it got to the fast strap. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, let's take a look at this thing. And honestly, it's one of those things that the more you look at it, the more you go, huh, this is actually really cool. So over the past few years, a few of the different manufacturers have been creating what we call like snowboard goggle straps for masks, and instead of a silicone strap, they have a elasticated fabric webbing band that goes across the back of your head just like a normal mask strap, but because it's that elastic sort of fabric, it still holds the mask in position. It's still got plenty of stretch, so getting it on and taking it off is really easy, but it's a lot stronger and more reliable. The thing is with traditional silicone straps, traditional silicone straps, they're great, but if you get a tiny nick in sort of one part of the strap, and then if you pull it, that can create a tear really quickly, and then you basically don't have a mast strap. With these like sort of snowboarding goggle style straps, a small nick, whatever, you literally have to get a pair of scissors and cut through it for it to fail. So they are kind of better. It's one of those things of traditional scuba divers, we don't like change, so they haven't really sort of gone across the entire market as of yet. You see a few of them, and divers who dive with them love them. I've tried them. They are lovely mast straps, but it's not like mainstream yet. But what the Fast Strap does is they've kind of made a universal, or mostly universal. I never really like using that term because there's always an exception to every rule.
Indeed.
But this one, and it's so simple in its design. Most of these sort of goggle style straps, they have to have a special buckle that fits to only particular masks. But what Aqualung have done is, if you look at the buckle on either side of your mask, they're all fairly similar when you get down to the rudimentary parts of it. And one main part is going to be a small cylinder which your normal silicone mask strap kind of loops over and wraps around. So because that's on a good 95% of diving masks out there, Aqualung basically created a hook that just hooks over it on either side of the mask, and that's it. And it's I tried it with a bunch of my different masks that I had at home, and it fit all of them. And that was like Scuba Pro and Hollis and all sorts of different masks. And I was like, yeah, this is cool. And because it's that adjustable, once you set it up to the size that you want, that's it. So yeah. basically, if you really want to upgrade your mask, and you want a much like safer mask strap as such, check out the Aqualung Fast Strap. There's going to be a link down in the description below. It comes in a bunch of different colours. There is standards like black and white, but they got blues and reds and yellows and stuff as well to match your style. But yeah, it was one of those products that when you dig it out of the bottom of the box and you're like, oh, okay, it's a mask strap, but then you start playing with it, you're like, actually, this is really cool. This is actually a game changer. More people need to know about this.
On behalf of the snowboarding, skiing, mountain biking, motocross, and God knows whatever else uses that strap system, you're welcome, scuba divers. I love the fact that you're like, we need this now. So it's like, dude, that's been around probably just as long as the silicone strap in scuba diving. Like, do you know what though? I would love to be a part or a fly on the wall, a part of the Aqualung dev team. They were like, right, we've got this product. How can we connect it? And you have all the designers doing really complex things, yeah. And then you get the intern, and it's just like, just make it a clip.
Here's a plastic hook.
Yeah, use a plastic hook. It's just like, what was it? The intern at NASA or some astrological center.
He found like a moon or something.
He found a new planet within like 3 hours of work there. It's like, what's that? Sugar plums. I was going to swear then. Poopsicles. Oh, that's brilliant, mate. But yeah. Seriously, you're welcome, guys. And also, scuba divers, start embracing new stuff, please, for the love of everything.
I think the new generation is definitely embracing the change, because the more I see on like sort of Reddit, people are like embracing this kind of new stuff. Yeah. It's coming. It's just the old guard, they're still like clinging on to.
Oh no, silicon! No.
Yeah, no.
Don't do it.
New technology better.
Damn. Well, like I said, like the technology advances in dive computers, just by them looking at how active watches work is amazing. You know, dive computers have come leaps and bounds since I've started working in the scuba diving industry. Like I've probably already mentioned it, you know. Oh, let's change your battery. Oh, it's going to take half a day, and I've got to pour liquid in the thing to jet what?
Oh yeah,
what is this? Like I needed a degree to change a battery. Really?
Oh no! Is the battery is physically glued into the chipboard.
I've got to pressure test this thing, and if it goes wrong, I've broken like a 4,000-pound dive. Like really?
That's always heartbreaking.
Yeah, like do I really have to do this? Really? Can I not just put, I don't know, a AA battery in? Oh look, it works fine. Or not even bother with that and just stick it on a dock so it charges. Yeah, that's where it's gone. Thing. That's where scuba diving has embraced the tech, because it needs to.
Factory sealed torches and dive computers make a world of difference.
Yeah, I reckon 15 years time, standard will be like this fast strap system, or like the not the neoprene, but the flexi
elastic straps,
elasticated straps. Neoprene will still be dominant, but there's going to be way more alternative like the Ulux. And dive computers now, they're going to be every day. You're literally going to have, there's going to be an app that you can download on your smartphone or your smartwatch. Just download the algorithm and boom, there you go. You got yourself a dive computer.
As long as you got all the depth sensors and all that kind of stuff.
No, it doesn't matter. You don't need any of that stuff. Just make it up as you go along. Anyway, that's cool, man. So anyway, guys, you're welcome, scuba divers. It's about time you looked at what other sports have been doing and going, oh, do you know what? They've been using that for the past 70 years. Maybe we should put that new technology into our masks.
Copy, paste.
It's the best way of doing it. Cool. Guys and girls, if you have the fast strap system, how have you enjoyed it? Let us know in the comments below over on YouTube. Obviously, you can comment if you want on wherever you listen to your podcast, but we won't be able to read it or know if you've actually done it. So there we go. Anyway, let's move on to the question of the week, which Mark briefly talked about. So DEMA, apparently DEMA happened. It started this week. Normally, it's absolutely massive. There's normally a massive build-up. It's on everyone's feeds. It's everywhere. Obviously, last year it was online, but even then, that still had some rumbles. There was still some news about it. I didn't realise that DEMA had gone live this week until it came up on, I think it was Shearwater. They were like, we were at DEMA, and like, oh, holy cow, Batman, that's this week.
Yeah.
They're there, and they're there. So, Mark, DEMA has so far, there been any cool things to come out of DEMA? Also, do people still care about DEMA? Also, is it pointless? So very
kind of
heavily led.
I mean, as you say, you didn't really notice it was. I mean, I knew because I put it in my calendar as soon as the dates are released, so I kind of saw it coming on my calendar.
Nerd.
And it's almost as if this is what I do for a living.
Yes,
but
like your job, you nerd.
But very little has actually come out across like different social media platforms.
It's because everyone's mourning me leaving SimplyScuba. That's it. DEMA's gone on. There's a statue of me in the middle, looking all sad.
But even on like sort of brand pages and the DEMA shows sort of Instagram, there's a few bits. I mean, if I look at the hashtag DEMA show 2021, there's nothing. I mean, there are a few posts and there's like pictures of people and videos of people like doing stuff, but nothing like what you tend to see with the groundbreaking. This brand has just released such and such, and everyone's like, "Oh wow, yeah, this is all exciting." It's all the kind of the standard stuff of sort of people just chatting and kind of like looking at some bits and bobs. It's kind of quiet this year, at least from what I can see from social media, which I would have thought they'd be all over in the current.
You need
climate.
to.
Yeah. I mean, I get that last year they did like a digital show, and quite a few of the dive shows around the world did digital versions. I sort of visited one, and that was quite interesting to see how they would do it. And it was literally in the middle of a pandemic. So yeah, people were talking, but it was a lot of like Zoom sort of things. And yeah, a lot of the brands were releasing new information and new products. And yeah, it was still quite interesting. The information was still coming out there. But this year, I mean, so far, I don't know, they might do a huge like reel sort of this weekend of everything and anything that was announced. But no, it looks kind of quiet. I was looking down through the list of sort of diving brands, and a lot of the heavy hitters, the big name brands, I couldn't see their names there, so they didn't show up. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe it is just the whole combination of the pandemic and like traveling to and from the US. I know they have opened up a lot of their like restrictions recently, but still trying to physically get to another country and then back to your own country without quarantining or something is still quite tricky.
Potentially supply issues maybe as well.
Supply issues, as we mentioned, with sort of Shearwater. I know a lot of the brands are going through sort of similar things, especially with like neoprene. Neoprene is really hard to get as a material nowadays, so don't be surprised if you can't get
I own all the neoprene, so if you want to buy it, it's Sean'sNeopreneStore.com.
Yeah, your back room is just reams and reams of neoprene, different thicknesses.
Stinks, absolutely stinks of a scuba diving shop.
Nah, brand new neoprene is lovely. Anyway, so yeah, and I think all of those factors together is kind of do we still need these dive shows? It is nice to physically see the new products. I love it when the brand representatives sort of come around and they've got like crates of new stuff that you can like sort of see and touch and feel and play with. But
steal them, put on eBay later on.
Never. But yeah, now with digital technology and now that we've been through that sort of pandemic, we've kind of got accustomed to digital presentations and sort of videos of these new things. So yeah, maybe that is the way that dive shows are going to sort of continue to be going forwards. You might find in sort of 5 years' time, when we've learnt to live with COVID and it's not so much of an issue anymore, maybe they will slowly come back. But yeah, do they need to? I don't know.
No, they don't. The thing is, with this sort of thing, with the way that the world is going with climate change and all that sort of thing, these sorts of shows don't need to happen, because they have way too much of a footprint. Whereas in a digital show, obviously there's still a footprint, but you can offset that, can't you, by planting mangroves and all that sort of thing. You know what I mean? It's a lot easier. You will use less resources and less potential power going down digital, or just not doing it. I mean, in all honesty, the scuba diving industry, it's probably going to go down the same way that happened with the games industry and the tech industry. You used to have one show that showcased everything. Now you have own brands having their own shows, because they have full control over what's been said, how it's been said, and how long something can run for. It happened in the gaming industry. It's happened in basically every industry that has that type of show. You know what I mean? Like, the brands themselves, they have their own versions of it. So, wouldn't surprise me if you see an Aqualung Apex show, an Atomic show. You know what I mean? They'll be their individuals. DEMA will still exist, but it's going to be for the brands that cannot obviously host their own show, or do not have the platform to host their own show, or you're new. So if you want to find out potential future tech of the scuba diving industry, that's where DEMA potentially could still be relevant. I think anyway.
That does make sense. Yeah, you'll get the Mares annual show and whatnot, and they can talk about any news like SSI stuff, Apex Aqualung, all that kind of stuff. Because with Atomic, that would be sort of under like the Hewish umbrella. So you'd get Atomic and Oceanic, Zeagle, Bear, all those kind of brands all together. Maybe it will be that.
And it will be online, or it will be like an online platform where they're at a stage, or it's all pre-filmed, and then they just release it on their YouTube channel or whatever. Whack some ads on it, so then they actually make money from it as well.
Yeah, a lot of the recent sort of dive shows that I'd attended, it gets to the point where it just becomes a bit of a car boot sale, where it's just a few retailers and they're just selling things for the sake of selling it. It's almost like a Black Friday, and they're just selling their wares. But no, that's not kind of what I see a dive show as. I see it more as, I want to see what's coming next year. I want to see the exciting things, any new travel destinations and exciting sort of things like that. I don't want to buy.
Well, that's why we stopped going
discounted. Yeah,
that's why we stopped going, because it was just a bargain bin. So like, even though we used to turn up. I don't know whether we ever had a physical shop, but it used to be the screens, didn't it? I mean, I never was asked to go on one, because it would be silly for me to
reason.
do it. I think the last one they were like, oh yeah, we need other people, so Sean, you're going, and then they just decided not to go in the end.
No.
but yeah, like you say, if they can change the tack of the show, and it's about promoting smaller brands, and like you say, future tech.
Just sort of get people excited about diving, and not just I want to find the cheapest bag that I can possibly get. No, you can do that online nowadays. And that was one of the main reasons we just did, because all we basically had was like 4 computers set up on a small stand, and a special sort of discount code, so you could buy anything from the website. That way, if you wanted to buy some heavy cylinders or a big dive bag or something, you didn't have to carry it half a mile down back to the car park, wherever you had to park. It's like, if you place the order, it'll be at your front doorstep tomorrow morning. And that just sort of made sense to us. We didn't see why no one else could have sort of thought of that. But Yeah,
And
I
technically,
don't know. Maybe dive shows are.
in the future, if we ever do that again, that we can still technically go down that route. I say you can, but
Yeah.
I don't think they'll ever go to a dive show because, again, like the company that own us are very environmentally friendly, so they will be very aware of that footprint that's going to leave.
Yes. Yeah, it's not really worth it.
No.
Yeah, I don't know, but what do you people think? Do you think dive shows have sort of had their day in this new sort of post-COVID world? Are we going to see dive shows continue, or are we going to see more digital dive shows? Probably. I don't know. I don't have my future hat on at the moment, but
I do. It's my Santa Cruz Peaks cap that I'm wearing in autumn inside.
Indoors
because I have messy hair.
It is that season where I just throw on a beanie. It doesn't matter what happens underneath it. But I mean, I hope something is going to get sort of like released on sort of DEMA. But yeah, looking around at the like sort of social media, there are some posts. They are doing things, but there's nothing that's really like grabbed me and gone like, oh yeah, here's that what was it called, the hydroid rebreather helmet or something. Yeah. I was like, oh okay, yeah, that's interesting. I want to like sort of learn more about that, and then you go off and sort of find it. I haven't really seen anything like that yet. It hasn't ended. Today that we're recording is actually the final day, so maybe going forwards there's going to be like a summary of sort of interesting things, but yeah, I don't know, that's not really what I expected of DEMA. I kind of expected more, but maybe visiting there is actually more. It is hard to tell from the other side of the world.
Well, next year, if you ever go and you need some help filming, I'll be more than happy. Freelance.
It'll be Florida next year, I think.
Oh, I don't mind that. They've got theme parks there, don't they?
Yeah, they alternate between Vegas and Florida, I think.
Yeah, I don't mind. I'll go to Florida. Internet Fusion, if you want to pay for me.
Yeah. Yeah, but we'll just send you in a box to like Timbuktu or something.
Oh, thanks. Sweet. Hey, I'm sure it's nice. Timbuktu's nice that time of year as well.
You'll step off the plane and no one's speaking English. You're just like, what?
Oh no, not again.
Where am I?
Oh, my mum.
Anyway, that's it for the podcast. Thank you for listening, all of you wonderful people. Don't forget to follow and subscribe, or whatever they call it, on whatever social media platform you're listening to this on, and sort of rate and sort of comment wherever you can. Some platforms allow you to comment and rate. Others don't. I don't know. Thumbs up, 5-star, whatever it is. Please and thank you. Yeah, don't forget to head over to our Instagram and sort of subscribe to our feed. We're at SimplyScuba, and we're trying to get to 10,000 so it can unlock some new features, so we can do some clever stuff for you wonderful people. But also for like daily Black Friday deals next week. Definitely worth checking out the Instagram, and there's going to be posts for each of those deals of the day. Yeah, Sean looks like he wants to say something.
I was going to say also, if you're not yet, if you really want to get ahead, because I think the emails go live before the posts, so head over to our email list and sign up there. Mm-hmm. And if you don't like what you're getting, just unsubscribe. But yeah, head over to our website and pop in your email. Doesn't cost anything, and then you'll get daily deals as of Monday all the way through till Cyber Monday.
Yeah, it's down at the bottom. If you just go to simplyscuba.com, there's a join our mailing list sort of thing in a blue banner, or you can like create an account if you want to, and that's how you join the mailing list. We try and keep it most normal weeks, as it were. We send you one email a week, but that's it. Black Friday, you're going to get one a day for each of those daily deals, but that's unusual. Normally it's only one email a week. We don't like to spam your inbox too much. Don't Talking about the website, head over to SimplyScuba.com. Definitely check out the new because we're still getting new sort of interesting equipment like that fast strap popping up on the website. If you're looking to invest in some new equipment, even Black Friday stuff, we have a few sort of payment options from Klarna and Adyen, just to make your life a little bit easier and safer when shopping online through SimplyScuba.com. Don't forget to check out the 2 Minute Foundation, who we work with. They do some amazing things about cleaning up our local beaches and local towns. Just search for 2 Minute Foundation. They do some amazing things, and you can see how you can help out. There's even an app that you can download onto your phone and log if you've been doing any litter picking. Just takes 2 minutes of your day, so that's always a nice thing to do. If you do have any questions, comments, queries, anything that you want myself or Sean to discuss, try and use the hashtag #AskMark wherever you're using it. It just makes it a lot easier for us to find it. So when you're writing your comments, either at the beginning or the end, wherever, it doesn't matter too much, just use that £sign, the hashtag, and then #AskMark, all one word, and we'll find that at the top of our feeds, and we will discuss that on the final duality Ask Mark show next Friday. Going on from that, eventually it's just going to be me, sort of by myself. But you've got one more chance to ask Sean any particular questions, and he will be completely truthful. We'll be playing Truth or Dare, and so he has to tell the truth. We've got Wonder Woman's lasso of truth.
Is that what that is? I just thought it was our happy fun time.
Thank you for listening, all you wonderful people, and of course, safe diving.
Stay classy, scuba divers.
The Deco Stop podcast is produced and recorded by SimplyScuba, the UK's #1 dive store. Visit today at SimplyScuba.com.